bring you into their world. It's not just chickens and the Angus herd. So take off your boots, relax, and go beyond the ranch.
Hi guys, and welcome to another edition of Ranch Talk Live here on Beyond the Ranch. I'm Mike.
I'm Erin.
And this is a subsidiary, not wholly owned by our Wyoming Life.
Who's it owned by?
I don't know. Somebody else. I really don't know. My mind is turning into mush.
Okay.
It's warm up here. First of all,
that warm.
It feels really warm. I feel hot for some
There's
reason.
some sort of mystery noise coming from that direction. Is the cat up here?
I don't think so. I don't think there's a cat up here. Is there a cat up here?
I don't know. I heard something.
All right. One interesting thing that we do have going on this evening is that we are vlogging.
Well, we're done now.
We're done, but we were vlogging the beginning of the live streams. Now I can turn this off because now we are live streaming and not so much vlogging. But we started a new project this weekend. That's
day 2. Well, day 3.
Day 3 technically, and it
Day
started
2
out
for them.
actually. When did we do the live stream from the farm store? Tuesday. So I think
so many days ago.
there's so many days in the week it's hard to keep track. I think I came to you and I said, hey, what would you think about doing that?
I think it was more like Friday.
Yeah, but I mean later on. But yeah, I came to you and I said, what would you think about doing that every day for a month and see how it works?
Friday we kind of discussed it more like as the COVID situation continued to change, and then was it Friday our governor actually put Wyoming on shutdown and closed all non-essential, recommended that all non-essential businesses close, and so Friday we really discussed it a lot. What are you doing?
I'm turning on, so because when you
you have two
vlog you have
microphones
different microphones on, right? So when you're I have to wear this like constantly now. Because you never know when something interesting
Maybe
might
that was
happen.
the mystery noise that I was hearing.
Oh, that might have been it. Yeah, because there's speakers over there. That's what you're hearing. Yeah. Anyway, so I have to wear the microphones all the time. So I have 2 different microphones on right now.
What is picking you up on the speakers?
This microphone. It's weird. It's a whole strange world that we live in. So we talked about doing. I said something about doing it live every day, right, or something like that.
No, I mean
I can't remember how it actually started.
We talked about when as things changed on Friday or throughout the week, every day it changed, and we just kept talking about just how this was affecting the kids, how it was affecting us, and maybe we should try and share some of our share what's going on a daily basis. I noticed that a lot of the creators that I watch, it's 50-50. Some people are still posting regular content. Some people are, of those people, 50% that are posting, it's somewhat geared around COVID. And then there's a lot of people that just aren't posting.
Well, there's a big fear that's going on with it too within the YouTube community, and we'll talk about that coming up. But let's finish up our vlog. How we ended up vlogging.
I mean, I think we just decided to do it so that we could.
Pretty much like everything we do, that we just get a wild hair up our ass and decide, hey, let's do that.
There wasn't much we talked about it for a couple hours. And then you kind of went out and filmed some stuff for that intro video that happened on Saturday. But this all was we were kind of having this conversation while you were editing Friday's video and should we start tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't. We didn't really have a plan coming in. I still don't have a plan. I'm really basically just kind of winging the whole thing as I go. But we don't. The plan is that we're still trying to figure out what time to release it in the morning.
Yeah, that'll probably get some tweaking.
Yeah, because this morning's I released at 4 o'clock our time, right? Yeah, 4 o'clock our time, so that it would come out at 6 o'clock Eastern. And there is a trick to that, because you want to figure out where and when you upload, so that it catches momentum right off the bat.
Yeah,
if everybody's asleep, then nobody's gonna. You don't want to release something in the middle of the night. Nobody will watch it.
YouTube, your first 2 hours after you release a video determines kind of the success of your video. So the more of your audience that watches it within the first 2 hours determines how much it'll get suggested.
I don't think we've ever told anybody that
outside
before.
of your audience,
Right.
and so it's all up to you guys.
No pressure.
No pressure. But if you guys are sleeping, obviously, like when we did
Wake up! I'm gonna start calling people. Hey, I'm gonna be posting. Send out mass texts.
So yeah, it's just trying to find that like sweet spot of like what works for everybody. What time do you guys wake up in the morning?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and where you live obviously makes a difference. Like I was looking at some of the analytics, and the most viewed state is Texas.
It's always been Texas.
It's always been Texas. So maybe we say Central Time is more important. If people are, and then people are staying at home. They're working from home, right?
Yeah. So it's so different.
Yeah, exactly. So people are rolled out of bed like at 9 and turning on their laptop and going, oh, I got to go to work, but I don't have to put on pants, so that works out well.
I mean, I think most people still probably have to go to work at 8. I don't know. We're not telecommuting.
Yeah, I don't know how that works. Do you have to clock in when you telecommute? I don't know. I'm going to see if I can telecommute here. I'm going to figure it out.
What time do you guys want to watch the video in the morning?
Yeah, that's a good question. Who knows? So
There's going to be a million responses. That doesn't help at all.
it's not a bad thing. Thank you very much for hanging out with us this evening. Of course, our moderators are here. William Dunn, Bill the Tractor Man, Matt Fensel is here. I think Lori's here floating around somewhere. Thank you guys for coming in and keeping all of us slackers in line. And thanks to everybody who showed up early to hang out in the corral and grease the wheels, so to speak, because that always helps get things up and rolling. William Dunn, one of our moderators, gets us started off with a question today that is actually very pertinent, and that is how did the farm store do this week with everything getting closed down? Obviously, grocery stores and stuff like that are still open, but
yeah.
How did the farm store do?
So the state didn't get shut down till Friday, but Monday and Tuesday were our busiest days of the week, and they were the busiest days I've ever had. Like better than any farmer's market, better than the day after Ranch Roundup. Like Monday and Tuesday was great, and the whole week was, and it continued throughout the week. It was just not as crazy as Monday and Tuesday. Monday especially. We're not typically open Mondays, but we had a cancellation, like we were supposed to be gone. That didn't happen, so we decided to open the farm store, and we did some meat specials, which I was planning on anyhow. Like Sunday, we put up our meat sale, and Monday we're like, hey, we're open, come get stuff, and people came and got stuff. So I sold more meat this week than I have, than normally probably what I would sell in like 2 to 3 months. Yeah.
It's interesting to see, people stocking up and stuff like that, and I like the fact that even though we do have the farms, we could have jacked up the prices, but you actually put stuff on sale so that people could get food out the door and into their freezers.
Yeah, and we're out of a bunch of stuff, so like what cuts are remaining and stuff, like probably roast will be on sale this week. I'm all out of hamburger.
Are you?
Yeah. Well, I think there's 4 pounds of hamburger left. So I never, like, just to tell you guys, like, that's really extremely rare just because of the quantity of hamburger that comes like with a beef. Like, we never sell out. Like, even if I do like, hey, I'm processing and like beef comes back on Thursday, and so like 10 pounds is on sale like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, like I never sell out. I always still have like 20, 30, 40 pounds that we carry over. Which gets sold then pretty quickly and goes out the door first, but never have I sold out a hamburger.
One thing that I found very interesting about watching all these people that we've never seen before, a
lot
of
of
new people showing up to the store to buy stuff, is that so if you're doomsday prepping or whatever you're doing, and you're stocking up on toilet paper, you think that you'd be thinking when it comes to meat, you'd be thinking about that, right? You'd be like, okay, I'm gonna put a little forethought in this. But we sold so many steaks.
I sold out of steaks.
Like people
Tuesday.
buying T-bones and ribeyes and all that kind of stuff. But the roasts, so you could buy one roast for $10 that could feed your family.
That's more than $10.
Oh, whatever, $20. That could feed your family for like three or 4 days. If you did it right.
Yeah.
But instead, people spend the same amount of money on a T-bone. Now, I'm not complaining because like you can buy whatever you want, but I just found it interesting that people are talking about stocking up and stockpiling for the future and having meat to eat, but it better be a damn T-bone, kind of thing.
Yeah, and I sold out of T-bones too, which again, like, there's a lot of T-bones that come on an animal, and we never sell out of T-bones, and I sold out of T-bones. And there's not a steak there's cube steak, which I don't really count as steak.
Cube steak is
hamburger
that's been not hamburgered.
It's like tenderized.
Tenderized, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was interesting. Like I had one package that had steaks in it. I by far sold the most of those on Monday and Tuesday, along with hamburger. And then I think I went like all day Tuesday and Wednesday and didn't sell a single roast. And yeah, if you're like volume feeding family,
like a roast makes sense.
A roast, and roasts are super versatile. Like make roast one night, the next day you got shredded meat that you just kind of re-season and you do something else with it.
Yeah.
Like it's totally like if I was on a budget and bargain shopping and thinking I need to try and get a few meals, like get bang for my buck, I would be buying roast.
Yeah, for sure.
Thanks,
and
everyone.
Some roast you can actually cut into steaks, can't you? Like a prime rib you could cut into.
Yeah, how many prime ribs?
Well, I know, but if you bought a prime rib, you could cut that into steaks if you wanted to. So.
Yeah, I mean, and if I get it, there are tenderloins in the store, so you can still buy tenderloins. I get it if you've got the money, and like a lot of people have not been laid off here yet, especially not Monday and Tuesday. Like, yeah, buy steak. I don't care what you want to buy, but I
guess Mark has a point. If the world is ending, I'm gonna eat like a damn king. And if you can do it, I mean, it makes sense. I get it. I'm just, it's funny that to hear somebody talk about, that they want to buy enough to, to sustain themselves for a while, and then buy, 14 T-bones.
Now, with almost every one of those steak packages that we sold 10 pounds of hamburger too.
Right.
Like a lot of people would buy both. So.
Yeah, exactly. Owl ID check. Thank you very much for the $20 super chat. The new vlog format gives us a new dynamic on what ranch life is truly like. It's an interesting. We're gonna switch gears again. We're gonna go back and talk about the vlog thing. Vlogging is something that I've never really been keen on doing. If you've ever watched our videos, you know that I don't really like vlogging. Not that I don't like it, but it's just something that I've just never really gotten into. I've never gotten. The editing fact, you think it would be faster to edit. Sometimes it's not. It depends on what you got going on. Sometimes, you got the camera that runs all day long, and now you got to try to, sort stuff out of that and actually try to make it interesting. The documentary style videos that we've done, those are a little bit easier because you have an idea from beginning to end what your video is going to be about. And with this, it's kind of in limbo all day long. Like I have an idea. When I come in, when I start the day, I kind of have an idea where the video is going to start, and I hopefully have an idea where the video is going to end.
Yeah, but like yesterday,
in between, I don't know what the hell's going to happen.
I mean, like yesterday, they were like, "Oh, I'm going to go close the peacocks and end it that way." So it's it's changing.
Mm-hmm. Well, like the one that comes out tomorrow morning will end with the beginning of the live stream. So I knew that's where I wanted to end the vlog, was with the beginning of the live stream, because people might watch the vlog that have never been to the live stream or never even heard of it. So now we can kind of get people to go that way and come and be a part of this really cool community. And this is what we consider like our core community here on Beyond the Ranch. And we just passed 5,000 subscribers, by the way. That's kind of a cool thing. I like that we managed to get 5,000 people over here on this side and be able to hang out with us. So the vlog thing, though, it is interesting. So the other interesting thing is that there's obviously stuff that you don't get to see even during the vlog. Like,
oh yeah, it's
like
10
I have
minutes
to put the
of our
camera
day.
down.
Yeah,
I have to put the camera down. So I have to, like today, I went out. The vlog that comes out tomorrow morning, we'll have a lot of stuff with you in the garden. You did a lot of filming for me out there, and you talked. I haven't watched any of the footage, so that's another thing, is I have to go back and watch everything Erin did for 2 hours. And
I wasn't in the tunnel for that long.
Well, yeah, but I still have to watch it and try to figure out where we want to put everything. So then, but while Erin was doing that, I was out dragging pastures, and I went through and cleaned up a couple corrals, and that stuff isn't going to be in the vlog. It's just there's no point.
Well, it might make it later because you're going to have to do that stuff again.
Well, yeah, I didn't film it today.
It's not going to make it in tomorrow's.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
there's so much that you guys are not going to be able to see because.
Wow. That was loud.
It's 10 to 12 minutes of video.
Yeah.
For 10 to 12 hours worth of work.
Yeah, exactly. And editing too is kind of interesting because we did the one that came out this morning. It's weird because we're always working a day behind. But the one that came out this morning, I was up until about 1:30 or so.
You gotta
editing
get quicker.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm still figuring out how I want to do it, the format, different things that I want to do. So yeah, there was a lot of tweaking there to try to figure out, how to get everything to fit together. So
I think you'll get pretty good at it by the end of the month, by the end of the 30 days.
I think I told somebody I'll figure it out about a week before we quit.
Yeah.
We'll be like, oh, this is the last one. Finally figured it out. It took me 4 seconds to edit this video.
It'll take more than 4 seconds.
Yeah.
Have you transferred any video yet?
I have. I did that. See, and that's another thing I got to get used to is doing that on a daily basis where, when I have a minute, I can start, because it takes hours sometimes to transfer video.
Yeah.
So to take video from the camera.
And there's
And put
people
it on
asking,
the-
and there were
on the
some comments on today's vlog too about like, don't edit your videos at all. You guys, it would be horribly boring. Like, I mean, there's hours
Here's
of footage.
8 hours of our day.
Yeah, I mean, we're trying to find the high points for you guys. But I mean, even like I planted 200 lettuce. Like, you don't want to watch me plant all 200 lettuce. Like,
Yeah.
that's a time lapse moment.
Yeah, exactly. And then, Alex says less music. I mean, some people like music, some
Yeah.
people don't. I like music, and I make the videos, so I like them. I like having music into them. It gives something, when I can't be talking the whole time, obviously, if I'm vlogging.
Mm-hmm.
So it's something that carries you from one scene to the other and, hopefully puts you in the mood of what's going on.
Yeah.
And that's, that's a radio background coming into it. And some people don't like the music and some don't. See, one person says yes, one person says no. It doesn't matter. You guys can go fight it out in the parking lot. From Ugler Farm, do you think the hay crop will be good this year? This year on the ranch is going to be a little interesting coming into the spring because we had a ton of grasshoppers in the fall. So what we're really hoping on is a wet spring this year. That will keep the grasshopper population down. That's hard to say. Say that 3 times really fast. And if the grasshopper population stays down, then hay crop should be okay, right?
Well, I mean, so now we're entering like our critical like moisture time. So like we're hoping for a wet spring for the grasshopper thing. If not, the county's gonna spray. But we also just need moisture for hay. And I would say like March has been dry. We haven't had a lot of snow.
Not a lot of snow, no. It's been pretty. But I mean, we're really looking at April and May is kind of our big months that we need the moisture in. And until then, we don't know. That's one of the
yeah, we need it
weirdest things.
like the 10th through the 15th of April. It's like super critical that we get some moisture then. It's been nice. Like there's a little bit of precipitation in the forecast, but nothing like real significant. But we get big April. If we get a big April snowstorm within the first 2 weeks, like we'll be okay. We'll be off to a good start.
Yeah,
So
that would be good. All right, let's see. Bill the Tractor Man asked there, Erin, where are you buying seeds from this year? Some places are out of seeds already locally. Yeah, I never thought about that. Are people hoarding seeds?
Yes, I've heard of this. So I already placed my seed order. I did it all like in January, ordered all my seeds. Most of them came from Johnny's. I get onions from Dixondale Farms in Texas. And I'm trying to think who else I ordered stuff from. Like 95% came from Johnny's this year. And then I use Johnny's for my microgreens also, just because I'm familiar with Johnny's, and there's a lot of other like microgreen seed companies out there. I've heard, especially like microgreens, because you do buy those in bulk. I've heard that microgreen prices are going up, or that you can't, like shipping's taking longer. I have quite a few microgreen seeds on hand, but there's a few that I just kind of like bought to test out that I'm going to run out of. So I probably am going to do another seed, like a microgreen order here shortly, but I already have all my summer stuff. So that's taken care of.
I think one of the cool things about doing the vlog, and speaking of microgreens and all this kind of stuff, is that we can go with you and see what you're doing throughout the day. And just like we did today, you did some stuff in the high tunnels with the kids, and then you were back in the grow room, with the microgreens and all that kind of stuff. So I think it's going to give people another view back into what you're doing, because you've been slightly absent from the channel, not by choice. Well, by choice, but it's you've got other things going on.
It's hard to like switch gears, and we'll see. Like the vlog's a perfect way to like show more of what I'm doing and stuff, because this is like our everyday and stuff. But when 95% of the audience is there for cows, and then like we throw on a gardening video, it like
it's like derails the train.
It totally derails it. So just like why we moved the live stream over to this other channel, like we are playing the YouTube game and we want to reach as many people as possible. So, gardening just kind of threw a big wrench in the whole algorithm situation. So, so you guys will see more gardening for the next 30 days. If you follow the farm store on Facebook, like I post a lot of stuff there.
Yeah, but you're not posting like, this is how I plant things and stuff like that. You got a lot of pictures. But
it's better than nothing.
So Michael Outdoors asked, where would you be if you never came to the ranch? I imagine we'd probably still be working in radio, bouncing from city to city. we honestly, I don't know if we would have ever had kids. I mean, we probably would have had kids at some point.
Yeah,
but
we would have had kids.
We would have never. When you're working in radio, you never really have that solid,
Well, I told you that we had to we could move around a lot until we had kids, and then we had to settle down.
Yeah, yeah. And it's hard to settle down in radio because you're always
People
moving.
do it though.
Oh, people do. I know, but I know a lot of guys that have kids that still move, from market to market. So.
Todd wants to know if we ever got a package from Alaska. Yeah, we got a slip. It's at the post office. We're self-isolating.
Yeah, it actually came on Saturday, and we got the slip from the post office. It was too late to go into town and pick it up. So we'll have it for next week, though, Todd. Thank you very much for that. Todd is a photographer that lives in Alaska, and Todd has actually given us quite a few pictures that are on display over in the farmhouse, the Airbnb, which rented out today. Well, didn't rent. What do you call it? Guests?
I don't know.
It Airbnb'd, whatever, for the very first time today. We had our first guests show up. They are from Alaska, actually, and they seem like really nice people. I got a chance to go over and hang out with them. They're not subscribers. And in fact, we have 2 bookings now for the Airbnb. Neither one are subscribers. They have no idea who we are. They have no idea what our Wyoming Life is, which may not be a bad thing, really.
No, it's fine.
So, but yeah, these people that are over there now, they seem really nice. I got a chance to go over and talk to them for a little bit and kind of showed them around the house and, gave them the Wi-Fi password, that kind of stuff. And they seem to settle right in. So I think we got a 5-star review already. So not a bad thing at all.
Hopefully.
So, yeah. Yeah, you haven't met him yet, have you?
No.
You didn't go over there. Yeah.
When we've stayed at Airbnbs, I don't ever care to meet the host.
Really?
You usually do. And
Usually
I'm
they'll
just
come out, yeah. And we never stayed in an Airbnb, but we stay at the knockoff.
Yeah.
I don't know what.
Vacation. I don't know.
Vacation
I just
rental
searched
or whatever.
vacation rentals wherever we're going. But yeah, I mean, when we went to Idaho, you and Nick visited with the owner because he lived right across the street.
You usually find that they live close by. I think every time we've ever stayed in a vacation rental.
Well, the one in South Dakota, though, we never did meet the host.
No, that was a cabin type deal. So
yeah.
That was kind of up in the woods, but yeah. So yeah, they seem great. They seem happy with the place. I was really kind of nervous with getting it set up and making sure you had towels. Do you have to have coffee? Do you have to have do you have to have cereal for them to eat for breakfast? I mean, what exactly should
There's
be?
no continental breakfast.
No, but what should be included in what they have? And I talked to them when I went over, and I said, there's coffee. I think Fensel's actually left coffee when they stayed there, so it's probably old coffee. But I said, are you okay? Do you need anything? Kind of thing. And I think last minute I took over some napkins. So I was like, napkins probably, and a box of Kleenex last minute, and I think that was pretty much it. Oh, I gave them a little package of jerky that we have to take out of inventory. I gave him a 2-ounce thing of jerky and said, "Here, try the jerky."
And then come shop at the farm store.
Exactly.
Yeah, and every time we've stayed at a vacation rental, we've always brought our food with because we've stayed for several days and stuff, and so I've always brought everything with that we needed, and even brought paper towels. I didn't, of course, bring towels or toilet paper, but brought all of our own food. But you always find a kitchen full of stuff that other people have left.
Yeah.
I always feel uncomfortable. I'm I don't know what's in this coffee. What if someone poisoned it?
Well, she mentioned there was some creamer in the fridge, which I'm sure has been there.
Oh, it's probably been since Christmas, since your mom and Robert.
Yeah,
were
I'm sure they bought creamer and
Yeah.
they stayed. So yeah, I was like, I don't know if you want it. Look at the expiration date. Check the expiration date on everything wherever you go. Probably not a bad idea. And wash your hands twice. So. All right, moving right along here, let's answer some more questions. Now, here's another interesting thing that because of the daily vlog, I didn't have time to do diddly squat to get ready for the live stream early. So there's nothing special. We have no extra video, no commercials, no Armchair Rancher. You're stuck with just us until I figure out all this timing stuff. So this is what you got. So we figured we'd just answer some questions tonight. We talk about the vlog. We talk about the Airbnb. We talk about whatever comes up. So you guys guide the conversation. Russell asked, Erin, how do you map the high tunnel for progressive planting? Do you have to do a whole lot of succession planting? I think that's what we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Do you have to do a lot of that in the high tunnel?
So I talk about it. I'll talk about it some in tomorrow's vlog. And right now I'm just trying to because everything's changed in the world. I'm trying to make sure that I can meet the needs of our community. So EPP, the nonprofit Edible Prairie Project, we're doing a CSA that starts in May, and a majority of the crops are coming out of the high tunnel for that. And then also I'm growing for the farm store, of course. I'm concerned I don't have enough just because of the popularity of the farm store. So I am going to plant the walkways. I'm going to plant every other walkway. They're 12-inch walkways. I figured out a plan for that today. It's too wet to like work the soil, but here in a few days I'll get those planted. But so it's all in my head. So I plant in 30-inch beds approximately. I don't measure them. I can kind of eyeball it. And then, yeah, I just, all the radishes are together. So as I crop out a row of radishes, I will come right behind it and plant more radishes. And like I planted everything about a month ago, and I left more room that was empty that's going to get filled up probably this week or in the next couple weeks, so that like I would have different harvests of like bok choy, and like I'm going to put in some more spinach. We'll put in more radishes. So I don't know. It's all in my head. Like if you do it often enough, like you'll get used to it. Mm-hmm. So.
Let's knock out a few questions here. Marie Weber asked if microgreens are. Everybody wants to talk to you tonight. How are microgreens selling?
They're doing okay. I mean, like most people haven't ever tried a microgreen, so I'll probably and I would do samples, except for we can't do samples right now.
Oh, that's a good point.
Because of COVID.
People sneezing on stuff. Yeah, some of that.
So. Well, I think I'll probably do some microgreen specials to kind of like introduce them this next week. I kind of teased that on Facebook. So yeah, they did okay though. They last a really long time. Like I'm just harvesting and putting them in clamshells, and they're staying fresh for a really long time. So that part's nice.
Could it be, like now, obviously, if they close, and I'm not sure how this works, maybe somebody can help me with this, but if they close the borders, let's say, and you can't get bananas, right? Obviously, nobody's growing bananas in the U.S.
I mean, they've closed the borders except for food.
Except for food, so you can still get food and
supplies.
Stuff like that. Okay. I'm just thinking, I'm thinking of like the worst case scenario where microgreens become like the new gardening, because it's amazing how fast they grow.
Yeah,
right?
Super fast.
And you can grow them anywhere.
So like a radish is like a turn and burn in 6 days, like super fast. Yeah, and I grow them just in trays.
Yeah.
You do like, Matt, can you tell us how to harvest microgreens? I just cut them with a knife, and do you need to replant them after harvest? Yes. It's a one and done. I've seen some people on Facebook like regrowing like peas, but like every time you get a regrowth, it's going to affect flavor, and you want them like tender and sweet. So. Yeah, but it's a turn and burn on them, just quick. So some stuff's longer, but like radishes are like 6 days. Sunflowers are a little longer at like 10 days. Peas are about 9 days, 7 to 9. Yeah, about 9 days. So yeah, it's going fast. And then I mean, like I've got all that room, so I can just plant as many as I want to.
Are they selling faster than you can grow them?
No, not yet. But if all that food shortage happens, we're going to eat a lot of sunflowers.
Buy one, get one free type thing or something? I mean.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to do some specials this week, like I said, to help introduce. I had originally planned that I would do samples so people could taste them.
Right. Damn COVID.
Like a pea microgreen tastes like a pea. Broccoli tastes like broccoli. Sunflowers they're nutty, but like it's a little different when you taste them. Yeah.
Interesting. Another question for Erin from April Keller. Have you thought to do your own channel?
I don't edit, so no. And I wouldn't like put that on you to
Maybe we could
to
have
edit
Kenzie
my
edit
videos.
for you.
No, I mean, no, I'm good without my own channel.
Are you sure?
Yeah, totally fine.
It is interesting because, we talk about our Wyoming Life, and what you're doing is obviously a huge part of that. Mm-hmm. But there is, obviously there's a huge portion of the audience that just wants to see me chase cows around.
Yeah.
So I kind of, there are times that I feel bad about that. It's like, wait, well, this isn't really fair, but then you have 900 things going on too. So if we don't hear from you for a couple weeks, everybody knows Erin's just busy.
Just doing my own thing.
Yeah. The vlogging thing, though, you can't get away from it. You're stuck in it.
Yeah, it's fine. I can give you 30 days.
That's it, though. I'll have to pay you for it. Put you on the payroll.
Yeah, I just I've got a nonprofit that I'm helping to run, and kids, and a whole farm, my little farm within the ranch, and a farm store, and helping you behind the scenes some.
And that's the kind of stuff that people will see more in the vlog too. I think obviously you're gonna I think I mentioned it today or one day that you're gonna see things that you wouldn't normally see that may not be what you consider top tier entertainment.
Yeah.
Right. Like, let's go change a battery. Sometimes you have to do that. Mm-hmm. Sometimes we have to go change batteries and things. We just go and change batteries, I guess. And if I'm filming at that point, then you come along with me. So, I think you'll see a lot more behind the scenes stuff. We talked about actually showing. Did you talk to your mom yet about if she wanted to be involved in any of the vlogs?
I haven't even talked to her about that we're doing a daily vlog.
Well, true.
She might have watched it.
And she's like, "What's a vlog?"
Yeah, no. I mean, we'll see. Yeah, you guys will definitely see stuff that we haven't shown before. And even for having my own channel, there's a million gardening channels out there. I feel like with Owl, we have a unique. There's not a million ranching channels. Mm-hmm. So we have our own little corner of the internet that we can kind of exist in and stuff. I don't need to compete with Curtis Stone and all the market gardening channels out there. There's great content out there without my opinion in there. So I'll just hang out.
There's plenty of opinions, trust me.
Yeah.
There's plenty of those. Let's see. Let's talk a little bit. Well, first of all, Bengalator asked how the cows are doing. Cows are doing great. We have not had another calf yet. We're into pretty frequent checking at this point. Just trying to keep tabs on everybody. We've got some cool stuff coming up with the gator, actually, where we're modifying the gator to help us out a little bit more with nighttime checks, that kind of thing. So we've been checking them pretty regularly, a few times throughout the day, a couple times at night, and just making sure that everybody's being good. But
you
really,
were checking at night. Don't lie.
Yeah, I went out at night once.
You go out before dark.
It's night. It's dark. Anyway, but if there's something, obviously when I go out for that last check, if there's something going on, then I would go out and check throughout the night. But there's nothing ever going on, not yet. So we're still waiting for somebody to
are they showing any
pull
signs?
The ripcord. Not really. No. I mean, it's the older cows that are going to have their calves first. Are kind of they're like vloggers. They just run and gun. They're like, hey, I'm gonna have a calf. Boom, I gotta go eat. So it'll happen fast, I think.
Yeah.
The first one will be a surprise, and then you'll start to see them kind of doing their calving dance, which is kind of like the I gotta pee dance, but way worse. and nobody's really bagging up yet. There's not, there's been some sliminess going on, but that can go on for weeks.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're just kind of keeping an eye on things, and also what we're keeping an eye on is Ranch Roundup 2020, which is coming up at the end of June, which hopefully we are still going to be doing. Now, tickets we were planning on putting tickets on sale next week. We decided to push that back, just to kind of keep an eye on. The state of how things are, what's happening, how things are unfolding. I would really hate for a bunch of people to go and buy tickets, then we have to go refund a bunch of tickets, and that's just a giant
Well, we're not
pain
doing
in the
that
butt.
because it costs us a lot of money to refund tickets.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to push back. So tickets now, at this point, will tentatively go on sale around April 15th, April 14th, I think, or somewhere in there.
Yeah, I mean, and that's given that the COVID situation is
evolving. Good for the
looking better than it is currently now. So, yeah, I mean, we'll see. I've seen some closures for May, stuff is being canceled into May, and then there's some people that have not canceled their May events. So, and obviously we're not till the end of June and stuff, but we do want to sell tickets. So if we see that things are starting to look better and things are opening back up, we'll put tickets on sale. But we want you guys to be safe, and we want our family to be safe. I don't need a bunch of you sick people coming here. So Campbell County has one case that happened Friday.
Right.
We
They
just-
haven't released a name or anything.
I
Nobody
know.
really knows if they're connected to it or anything yet.
And I get it. And like Wyoming's small, so like we're like, who is it?
It's Bob. Damn it, Bob. Yeah.
You know, where do they work and who did they talk to and stuff.
Yeah.
And they haven't released any of that. I'm assuming that they're contacting people that have been in direct contact. We haven't gotten a phone call yet or anything. So that's
Nobody's knocked on the door.
yeah, that's good.
Did anybody
good
sneeze on you lately?
for us. But I mean, like we're obviously staying home.
As much as possible. I did go.
Yeah.
I did go to Menards yesterday.
We have to go to Rapid tomorrow. I mean, so like we're trying to.
Rapid City,
Yeah, Rapid City.
South Dakota.
Yeah. But like Megan that I run the nonprofit with, her husband still has to go to work, so she was gonna go with us, and I'm like, nope, you can. We'll just...
You know, it's actually really this. Nobody's talking about this at all. But if you're an antisocial type personality and you really don't like being around people, you have to be like, oh, score, because like you now have an excuse to be like, I'm sorry, I don't want to hang out with you.
It's really great for us in a lot of ways because, like, you know, it's calving and like farming time and stuff. Like, I'm fine to just hang out in the high tunnel and not talk to people. I saw some comments like on Facebook, just in the community groups, people are like looking for food and stuff. And so, like, a lot of people, I saw this one that was like mentioned the farm store, and they're like, she's not open till Tuesday. And I'm like, I got other stuff to do, okay? And like, I've had enough. It was great meeting all these new people. I need a break.
Yeah.
Because I'm not super social.
You're not. You're
No.
not a very social person, and I have my moments, but I'm better than you are. That's for sure. I do get to like I hit the point of Erin, usually after a little while, but you hit the wall.
I mean, I'll do
really
it. Like,
fast.
I enjoy customer service and I enjoy like selling product and stuff, and so it's fine. But like, yeah, like Friday when it wasn't as busy, I was like, oh, this is all right.
This is perfectly fine.
And then Saturday when I just got to go like plant stuff, I was like, oh, this is even better. So, and like with the kids not in school in the summer, like we don't go to town as often.
No. What it reminds me of now, and I don't know if anybody else can relate to this, but right now, when you're outside or you're even in town, it kind of feels like the day after Christmas. Like
kind
there's
of.
just not much traffic, not a lot of people moving around. There's still people, you know, and you're still. It's not like Walking Dead where the roads are bare. But like I drove to town yesterday, and I think I met 4 cars.
The highway's definitely slower.
Yeah.
But then you go to town and there's still lots of people at Walmart
Right.
and stuff. But I think like country folks, like, I see a
I
lot
mean,
of
we're fine. I talked to Butch, our neighbor, the other day. Whatever day it was.
Yesterday.
You know the worst thing about vlogging is you have no idea what. I'm 2 days into this and I don't know what day it is anymore. But anyway, I was talking to Butch and he said the same thing. He's like, I'm just content to hang out here at home. I got meat in the freezer. I've got water coming out of my well. I'm okay.
Yeah, like yesterday, it's been really nice all weekend and stuff, and we'd had some crappy weather last week. And so it was really nice, like, to get the kids outside and for us to be outside, and, it was 85 and sunny in the high tunnel, and I'm thankful for the space that we have.
Yeah, it'd be different if we were
In
cooped
town.
up in the house and
Yeah.
that kind of thing. That would be tough too. Rebecca, I'm gonna quick fire you some questions here because there's
Okay.
a lot of Erin questions. You ready?
Yeah.
Rebecca Davis, have you ever thought about putting in raised beds?
I'm not a fan of raised beds. They take up too much space, and I can't be versatile in my plan. So
Okay.
no. Too
No.
much material, no. Not my thing.
Lori asked, how long is it going to take celery to grow?
Forever. It's super slow. I already have mine. That's the first summer crop that I plant. So you should start, like we're zone 4, last frost date is until May 20 something. You should start your celery in February.
Really?
Oh yeah, it takes forever.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
fine once it goes out in the garden, like then it's pretty normal. It's just really, really slow to germinate. It's 3-4 weeks old and it's literally this big.
Yeah.
So it takes forever.
Do you still have pigs?
Yeah, they go next week.
Yeah.
Yay, bacon. I could have sold so much bacon this
I
week.
know, right? We would have had the date just a week ahead of time. Holy smokes.
Well, it's still going to take 3 weeks to get them back, so. Yeah.
That's true. And here's the big question for today.
I was checking cows for you.
Oh well, here we can check cows right here. See, this is how we telecommute. Right now, we can just go and check cows. This is our telecommuting. Now, there's a cow walking across. She looks fine.
I was checking some cows up on the hill that you guys can't really see.
Yeah,
past the
they're
pond.
they're way up there, but not way up there. It's not that far, but it looks a lot farther. I don't know why.
You got a windsock.
I did. Now that windsock that you can see down there in the lower left-hand corner, that orange thing, that was put there specifically for Mr. Matt Fensel, who needed to know which direction the wind was blowing and how fast it was blowing, because it is hard. You know, you can look out there and there's not trees waving or anything like that, so it doesn't look like the wind's blowing until you have something, you know, me standing out there blowing sideways,
Holding your hat.
holding my hat. And I don't know how many times, you know, I'd get a comment from Matt and he'd be like, "Why are you holding your hat like an idiot?" I'm like, "The wind's blowing 40 miles an hour," you know, so. But it's hard to tell. So now we have a windsock out there so you can actually see.
I want to know how long that windsock's going to last.
It'll last until the wind hits about 70 miles an hour, and then that windsock will be in Matt's backyard, or close to it. Who knows? So what were those cows doing up there? Nothing.
Eating
Just
grass.
eating grass.
Well, they had their heads down, so I didn't know if somebody was licking a calf.
Oh, no.
Just checking.
They would call me if that kind of nonsense happened. Mark also asked how any breakdowns recently. Don't jinx me, man. Knock on wood. Come on.
No.
How are those new tires doing? Tires are doing great. I really haven't noticed any trouble with them. They kind of seem to be breaking in on the Bobcat a little bit better. I haven't taken it out to drive across a whole bunch of. Well, I don't really have frozen cow pies anymore,
nice.
so it's they seem to be working pretty darn well. I like them, you know, and I don't have to worry about flats. That's my big
You
thing.
need to pile up some poo. I want to compost.
Yeah, we got lots of poo.
Compost time.
Lots of poo going on. So I think the comments froze there. That was really weird. Either that or nobody had anything to say for a while.
We still have Runt, and we're keeping Runt for a while.
Are we? He's not going?
I only booked for 8. I'm going to
Oh.
take them 9 and ask for forgiveness.
And we're gonna keep Runt.
I guess.
Okay.
You
that's fine.
separated him off. He's by himself.
Well, he's not now because I didn't know we were keeping. I separated him off for a while, and then I felt bad for him because he was just kind of like laying around, you know. So I was like, well, come on. And then I went and put him back in with everybody else, and then he went and laid around in there. He's really lazy. He has a bad leg though. That's his problem.
Yeah. He
So,
does have a bad leg.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he must have broke it when he was really small, got stepped on or something, and then when it healed, it doesn't bend.
Yeah.
So he has a hard time when he doesn't like, if he's laying down, he doesn't like standing up. He's not very big fan of.
I know. I thought he
getting
was
up.
dead one day.
Did you really?
Yeah. Well, actually, what? No, I thought he was alive. I knew he was alive, but I just thought he couldn't get up.
Oh, well, that's just laziness. That's just pure laziness.
He is lazy.
Barbara asked, do you put your pregnant cows in a head gate? Yeah, when we're dealing with pregnant cows in the barn, if we're pulling a calf or anything like that, they go into a head gate, not so much a squeeze chute. So
We just talked today though about it'd be nice if we could do a pour on, but it's too risky.
yeah,
We try not to work the cows or do anything
when they're this pregnant.
when they're
Yeah.
this pregnant. So, I mean, yeah, you wouldn't put them in a squeeze chute unless they absolutely needed it, and even to run them through an alley or anything
So I got a question for you, because Bill brought up a good point. He said Runt is like blonde cow, needs a shirt fundraiser. How much would it cost? How much would you have to have in order to allow Runt to stay on the ranch?
His leg is going to be an issue.
Well, it's always going to be an issue. Yeah, I mean, he does have a bad leg.
Yeah.
So, is it?
I don't know.
Do you want a
Pigs
pig
eat
run? I mean, he gets around just fine. He's pretty friendly.
He's friendly.
You know, he could run around like a dog.
Pig poop is gross.
That
So
it
it needs
is.
to stay contained to its area.
We can get him a litter box.
Pigs eat a lot too. They're not the cheapest pets to have. I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do with them. I worry that the longer we keep him and stuff, the
worse his leg will get.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
And-
mean, the more he weighs, and that may
Yeah.
be why he's not putting on as much weight.
Yeah.
He just, he can't
it's
handle
fine if
that
he's
weight.
by himself and he's lazy.
Yeah.
So I mean, obviously, we always worry about treating our animals humanely and ethically. So
Right. I mean, yeah,
he
you
has
don't
a
want to keep
limp.
an animal that's miserable. He doesn't really seem miserable, though. I mean, it's hard to tell. We can't talk to him about it. So, but if he does become bacon, it'll just be little bacon.
Yeah, tiny bacon.
Be like micro bacon.
Yeah.
You can have micro bacon and microgreens. So there you go. From 20K, Jessica Fensel. Erin, are your kids learning, we call her 20K, by the way, because she was subscriber number 20,000 on the Wyoming Life channel. Erin, are your kids learning electronically or virtual learning, or did they get sent home with tons of work?
We got nothing.
We got nothing from our school district.
So we were on spring break this week. We should go back to school Monday. We're delayed for 2 weeks, but we have received
No
nothing.
word. No word.
And
on
I mean, I did hear that they were, if the break's only for this 2 weeks, we're not going to do any e-learning or virtual learning because of equality issues, internet, iPad, laptops, computers. If families don't have those at home, how does the school district provide for those? So yeah, nothing. So I will not be homeschooling, although we might be like, I've got a list of like apps and websites and stuff, and I'll make the read. And
yeah, if you are looking, I mean, there's a ton of ABC Mouse, and they have a free deal going on, or at least they did, where you could get a free membership to have your kids, play it on the iPad or on the computer or whatever, and that seems to keep them pretty busy. So.
I mean, that's kind of just what we'll be doing, and reading. And Mackenzie did some Prodigy today, which is a math website that she does normally anyhow. So.
Yeah, it isn't. I mean, during the year, she has like Mackenzie has work that she does online anyway, so she just kind of can carry on with those. So.
Yeah. So yeah, unless we get something specific from the school district or teachers, and like Lincoln's in preschool, and like if they sent me home a packet from preschool, I would just laugh. But he colors and stuff at preschool, which is important.
Yeah.
Important part of preschool activity, but. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, exactly. From Jesus, do you notice a difference of birthings during day or night? We have a lot less during nighttime. I can probably count calves that are born during night on one or two hands. It's one of those things though that you don't want to ever bank on not having something born at night.
Yeah.
We have a lot of calves really early in the morning. Right at sunrise, a little bit before sunrise, kind of right in there. That's when we have a lot of our calves, and that's when they're born. So it's very important, and they do that on purpose because they want to make sure that you get out of bed.
You do a lot of like just get up, go check, and then come back and like have your coffee and that kind of stuff.
And then go back out and feed. When we feed in the morning, that's the ultimate test. We go out and feed, see who comes in for food and who doesn't, and those that don't usually have something going on too. So there's been plenty of times that we went out and fed and somebody doesn't come back and you go check on them and they've got a calf. So
you're gonna have to start getting up with sunrise.
Yeah. I've got a handy dandy. I got to find it again, but I've got an alarm for my phone that actually goes off.
Every day?
Yeah, it adjusts every single day based on sunrise. So you can say, hey, I want to wake up a half an hour before sunrise every single day, and it's an app, and you can set that, and then every day it adjusts, which is kind of nice.
You're about 4 or 5 days away from having to turn that on.
Yeah.
Is my prediction.
You think we're 4 or 5 days away from having a calf?
Well, I think you're 4 or 5 days away from like needing to get your butt out of bed in the morning and at least go do a drive-through and then coming back.
Oh.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's life. And the nice thing is that now that we're doing the daily vlog thing, I get to torture everybody with my life, right? So like I get to whine, I get to complain, I'm so sleepy. Somebody make me coffee.
Wait till 3 weeks in of calving.
Wait till 3 weeks in of vlogging. That might be the ultimate test. Who knows? I mean, it's a whole different animal. We're figuring it out. From William Fitzner, do you guys have any chicks on the farm? Erin doesn't have any interns, let alone any women interns. But if we get any, I'll let you know, William. You can come check them out. We don't. I don't think we have anything.
I don't have any chicks ordered or anything. We've got plenty of chickens. Well, I did have plenty of chickens until I sold 61 dozen eggs last week.
Did you really? 61 dozen? Oh my gosh.
So that was fun. We're out, and I did some baking today, and I felt real guilty for using eggs. I was like, well, I can't buy any at the store because everyone's sold out.
I think there's some in the in the chicken house.
Eggs.
I need to go get eggs.
But yeah, I sold 61 dozen. I even bought 5 dozen from a friend. We have 1 dozen left in the farm store, plus whatever we end up with from Saturday, Sunday.
Another
Monday.
thing that's important to take note of is that we have the farm store, but we're not regulating how much people can buy. Is that happening yet? Are people saying, hey, you can only buy 1 tube of toothpaste?
I mean, it is at the store.
Is it?
Yeah.
I didn't know. I don't know. Yeah, I didn't know if they were actually keeping track of.
Like at Albertsons, even like last Monday, you could only get 2 milks.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I know that when I was talking to Butch, he went to Menards actually, and he bought milk at Menards, and he took up 3 gallons. And they kind of gave him crap about it. And he said, hey, I live 20 miles out of town.
Yeah.
Like, I can't just come to town if I need milk. So they let him buy it, you know. But like for us, like even with our milk situation, you know, we go through a gallon of milk a day.
Yeah, no, milk was
with
like
3
my
kids,
big.
yeah.
Milk was my big concern. And still is, and like I kind of feel like we're hoarding milk and stuff, but I've got like some in the freezer, some in the fridge thawing.
You jumped on the milk thing early. Like when people were buying toilet paper, Erin was going out and buying milk.
I did. Well, yeah, we did a few like the weekend before, like the first weekend of the craziness. Like I did throw some in the freezer, and then like last Monday, I went and bought some more and put more in the freezer.
Yeah.
But we do drink almost a gallon a day.
Yeah.
So that's a lot. And like with the kids home, if they go to school, it's not as bad. But with them home for 3 weeks, I essentially need 21 gallons of milk to get through this.
Yeah, exactly. I have a couple more questions to answer here, and then I have a question for you guys. Don't let me forget to ask a question.
Okay.
I have a question. It's a vlogging question.
Okay.
But first from Russell, are you both naturally morning people? No, not really. I'm not a huge morning person.
Both of us are not.
Yeah, just not. And it's hard too, like with the kids home, because we don't have to really get up and get the kids going and get them moving, so there isn't that. The kids don't come in and wake us up at the butt crack of dawn for some reason and say, hey, I'm thirsty or whatever. So
I do better in the summertime just because like with daylight and stuff, and then I do pretty good like going into like I can make it through like October with like being good about getting up and stuff. Once like November, December happens and it's dark, I'm getting out of bed right at the last minute just with the kids, and so are you.
Yeah.
So we're both definitely more like nighttime people than we are morning people. So I can be super tired at like 7, 8 o'clock, be like, I'm gonna go to bed so early, go to bed midnight.
Exactly. We have no mail call today just because we have not been getting to town as much as we usually do. So we're going to forgo a mail call this week. Hopefully we'll have something next week for you guys. Are you allowing pre-buy for meat? Pay first with a credit card, come and pick out stuff. You're basically telling people to get your butt out to the store. I think we've had a lot of people that have gotten a hold of you and said, hey, can you hold this for me? Can you hold that? And you're basically saying no.
No, I'm not holding anything. I mean, like I've got some halves and whole, like I've got one person that's buying a whole beef and a whole pig. They've done that for years. I did sell a whole pig on Friday. Did I sell a pig? I mean, I'm doing some of that kind of stuff, but I mean, I will only sell so much of that just because like I need to keep individual cuts in the farm store. And for Ranch Roundup, like we'll be using burger and stuff for Ranch Roundup. So
yeah, and I think it's more fair. Like I hate, like when have you ever had this happen when you're in the store and you're at the counter and you're trying to buy something and you're talking, to the person or you're asking a question or whatever, and then the phone rings. So then they pick up the phone and you're standing there and then they're talking on the phone with somebody who's asking questions. And it's like, hey, you know what? I got my ass down here to the store to talk to you in person, but now this person on the phone is more important. Now I get customer service and all that kind of crap. I mean, I'm not saying hang up on them. But you do have a customer in front of you, and that's kind of the difference between somebody calling and saying, hey, I want to hold me 20 pounds of hamburger, I'll be out on Thursday to get it, or do you have somebody standing there going, hey, I want to buy some hamburger myself?
I mean, and it's a tough situation, like being a store owner, like right now during this situation, like my regular customers that have been customers for years and come out like every couple of weeks, like if they did message me and wanted some stuff, I did set that aside for them because they've been customers. Like some of them have been customers for 5, 6, 7 years.
Favorites.
I know, right? And I did feel kind of bad
gosh.
about some of that stuff, but it wasn't. I never sold out of anything because of them. Like when I got down to like the last 30 pounds of hamburger, like no, I wasn't gonna hold that for anybody. You gotta come
First
get
come,
it.
first served.
So, and I told them all that, like, you gotta come and get your stuff, and they all did very quickly. So.
From Roy, have you ever thought about buying a milk cow? We have. It's one of those things like, do we need something else to do right now?
I would never milk a cow for our own consumption. Like we're not raw milk drinkers. I wouldn't want to take the time to pasteurize. We barely have a life as it is. Like I can't imagine trying to add milking twice a day into it. I know you can milk once a day. If we bought a milk cow, it would be to put bum calves on. I wouldn't milk it. I ain't got time for that. Can you imagine trying to fit that in right now?
Honestly, I don't know if I could squeeze in. I mean, I am putting stuff on the back burner that, I mean, I'm putting friendships on the back burner to be able to do everything that we're doing.
We'll see in
at this
28
point.
days.
Yeah, exactly. We'll see if I still have friends in 28 days. Kyle asked if the podcast is still a thing. It still is a thing. Aaron and I are trying to figure out, just another thing we're trying to figure out how to work into the schedule right now.
We want to change it and make it better, but we just don't know how to fit it into the schedule, in all honesty. So we've got some ideas for it. It's just trying to figure out how to do it. It's probably not going to happen for the next 28 days. Can you see it happening in the next?
I don't see much happening for the next 28 days, to tell you the truth. It's going to be an interesting month. Somebody asked me today, why did you decide to vlog for 30 days? It's like, because 30 days is a month. I mean, I don't know why I picked 30. I guess I could have just easily been like 22 days. We're going to try this for 22 days and see what happens. I mean,
You could have said until the kids go back to school on April 6th. I don't know. I mean, 30 just seemed like an appropriate number.
yeah, I don't know. We'll figure that out. I don't know.
All right, what's your question?
All right, here is my question. So, as we move forward with this vlogging thing, this ties right back into the music thing. Some people hate music, some people like music, but I am going to be giving an opportunity if you are a music producer or you know anybody who would like to get their music into the vlogs. I'm gonna put this out here first on BTR that if you know somebody that has original music that you can't do covers and stuff like that, but if you have original music that you would like to get some exposure for, I'm going to start incorporating that into the vlog as well.
And you won't copyright claim us.
Yeah, exactly. And then we can add a link to the description. Hey, this is where you can buy that CD, that kind of thing. I've done a little bit of that in the past, not a whole lot, but I'm, with the vlogging, it kind of seems to fit right in there to be able to do that. So if you know somebody or if you are an artist yourself and you would like to get a little bit of exposure, you're selling your CD, whatever you might be doing, just get a hold of us. You can send an email to mail@ourwyominglife.com.
Obviously, it needs to be country music, not death metal or anything.
Yeah, something that would fit in, acoustic, whatever. You guys watch. You know what? We're not going to throw in death metal or a marching band or
you should do a marching
ska
band.
music or something.
I'm sure you could find something for a marching band.
You think so? Is that the challenge of the
Like
week?
a drum line?
Fit a marching band. That's okay. Everybody keep an ear out for the marching band, which will be coming up into a vlog at some point this week. I'm gonna put a marching band in somehow.
How about just a drum line? You don't need the whole band, just a drum line.
I already got it figured out. See, this is how my brain works. Video of a bunch of cows walking out to eat. Boom, 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 and just have the, we can do a drum line. That would be easy. Yeah, next time give me something hard. All right. I noticed that we had a little bit of a connection problem that happened here sometime throughout the live stream. I don't know, but it was on our end, so nobody else worry about that. But when
the cows come marching home.
I'll see.
When the cows come marching to food.
I'm also, just so that, nobody feels too much pressure, I am putting out some feelers to friends of mine that are in Nashville and that kind of stuff too, that we can get some of their music included in the vlog. And I've got an email out to like Colby and some folks that we know out there that we can get their music into stuff. So
I appreciate everyone saying like don't burn out and stuff. Like if you need to take a day off, you'll take a day off.
Yeah.
We talked about that even Friday when we were discussing this, and we said, if we need to take a day off, but take one day off, because I think it'll be hard to get back.
The interesting thing is too that when you're filming like we are, when you're filming with vlog filming, like you end up with way too much. Mm-hmm. So like I had stuff that I did yesterday that didn't make it in. So that could actually be recycled and brought back in and say, hey, here's what you missed this week.
Yeah.
Here's me going and checking the cows. And when I went and checked the cows, I was working on the farmhouse so hard. I didn't want people to think that I didn't go and check cows, right? During that. So I recorded one of the breaks when I went and checked cows, and I said one of the wonderful things about farmers and ranchers is that we have perfected chewing gum and walking at the same time. We can do two things at once. I'm working on the farm store. I'm going to go check cows. Yeah. So that's just something now I have set off to the side that I can bring back in and use. So as long as I don't forget about it, which very well could happen too. I may totally forgot.
We don't we don't waste food right now, and so we won't waste content. It'll
Yeah,
come back around sometime.
That's something. Now, if anybody has been watching for a while, you know that I'm not a big leftover person. I'm pretty much of the opinion up until this point that, you know, food got one shot at my face, and if it didn't get that shot, then we're done with you, right? We're moving on. But we have been really good about the leftover thing.
I know.
Here lately.
I ate leftover enchiladas today. I was like, oh, I don't want to eat this, but I did.
You did. I had leftover biscuits and gravy for like 2 days straight. So, I mean, we're all sacrificing here. I have to eat your food twice in a row.
I know.
Like, my gosh, how hard can it get?
You'll see tomorrow what we had for dinner tonight, and there's leftovers.
Is there? There we go. I'll be eating that for 2 days, too. James Faulkner asked if the armchair rancher is doing okay with the CV-19. I don't even think he knows what the heck's going on. I think that kid is lost as lost can be. Last time I saw him, he was wandering around the barn trying to figure out where the loft was. So
poor Jackal was totally out of frame, and all you can see is the toilet paper.
Oh, my bad.
This computer has a delay, too, so I can't see it. There's more of the toilet paper.
More of the toilet paper. Yeah.
Why'd you mess it up, man?
I'd probably kick the camera at some point. Who knows?
Now it just looks awkward that there was floating toilet paper the whole time. Why didn't you guys tell me?
The interesting part about also that's going to be fun is tomorrow morning you're going to see in the vlog us getting ready for the live stream. That was something I really wanted to make sure that I put in here. So we're going to have that. What else do we have coming up tomorrow in the vlog? We have garden stuff. Our guests showing up, a little bit of them. Kids stuff.
Yeah,
what else did we do? Some of the dog, I think, might make it in. I don't know. We're going to figure it out. Poor Lexi. She's like, I don't like this anymore.
She's so old.
She is.
Helmet can on Legan.
Oh, my gosh. Could you imagine a helmet can? I wore a camera on my hat for like a day, and I couldn't edit it. It made me sick because I moved my head too much. So it was like I never hold still for long enough to have a decent shot of anything. You know what I'm saying? Lincoln would be like you know.
That kid, man. So he had like an old, it's actually a toy that I had. It's not the original toy I had when I was a kid, but it looks like a toy that I had when I was a kid. It was that pull phone that the eyes.
Oh yeah, does anybody remember the little phone with the eyeballs and yeah.
And the red handle. And so anyhow, he had this string that you pull it with, and he took a bunch of cars from another thing, and he like looped them all through that string, and then he held up, look, Mom, and he had like
threaded the cars through there.
Yeah, on his phone. I was like, what are you doing, bud? And then he just dropped it.
And walked away. Like, mic drop, I'm done. That's funny. Alrighty, guys, we're gonna call things for tonight. I still have to go and edit. I've got the basic gist is that we wait until we put kids to bed, and then I go back and edit videos. So
yeah.
That is coming up tonight. Brand new vlog tomorrow morning, and you'll be able to check that out, see what we did today. And we're just going to keep on rolling with the vlog thing. If there's anything that you definitely want to see in the vlog over the next week, now's your chance. Throw it up there. Our moderators will be keeping track of what people want to see, so make sure that you get it up there. The chat is open for just a few minutes after the live stream ends, so you can still chat in there and tell the moderators what you would like to see during the vlog that you've never seen before on the channel, because that will definitely be happening, because I'm going to run out of crap to talk about in 30 days. I'm basically doing 4 months of videos in 1 month.
I mean, this better help the algorithm.
This better do something. I don't know. But anyway, thank you very much to our moderators, Matt Fensel, Lori Habel, as well as Bill the Tractor Man. William Dunn was here.
I'm never going to sing, guys.
Never, ever. I think I've heard you sing like once. Erin was singing one time, and I think I stopped, and I was like, are you singing? We were like in the car or something.
I can't sing. Like, it's just not good.
I've heard you do it. You can sing.
No, I can't.
You sound great when you've got Katy Perry backing you up or whoever. I don't know. Is she still a thing?
When it's like so loud that you can't hear me.
No, then it just looks like you're singing. It's like, oh my gosh. So, and you did, yeah, you've sang before. I've heard you sing. I just didn't have a camera handy, but maybe. We'll find out.
Tammy says we'll sing in the garden together.
That's always a possibility.
No one will pay attention.
We can put out secret cameras. We can hide things. Mark said he'd like to see me fixing some things. There's lots of things broken. We're going to see more stuff coming up. So we're going to be working on the gator some. We are going to be doing a lot of the stuff that you don't get to see, the everyday things that happen around here. Mm-hmm. You're going to see those during the
Well, we ain't going nowhere. We have to leave tomorrow, and then I want us to stay home.
Okay, so
Instead
tomorrow
of-
we have to go to Rapid City. We're filming that. We're going to tell you why we're going to Rapid
We'll
City.
make a run by the post office while we're in town.
Oh, we could do a mail call during
Oh, yeah, there we go.
during a vlog, like driving down the road. Let's open this up. Hey.
Okay, and
Yeah.
then I want to see how many days we can stay home for.
Really?
Yeah.
I might go crazy. I might have to do I have to stay home, or can I like go like 5 miles back down that way?
You
And
have like 5,000 acres. To
I know,
go.
but can I do that, or do I have to stay
Yeah,
here?
yeah. You got the whole ranch.
Oh, okay. Well, okay.
Yeah, you can't leave the yard.
I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. So anyway, that's it for us tonight. Thank you very much for hanging out with us. We will be back again right here on Beyond the Ranch on next Sunday. I'm not really sure how much extra content we're going to get done this week with the vlogs. I don't know how much we're going to get done for the next month, really, to tell you the truth. But we have plenty coming up, and we're gonna bring you guys along and see what happens. So thank you very much for hanging out with us this evening. We'll be back again tomorrow morning on our Wyoming Life, right?
Yeah. 7 a.m. Eastern. We'll try that.
7 a.m. Eastern. We'll be